you hear me? Good evening, a warm welcome to all of you for this session today. Before I begin, I would just like to sincerely thank Mr. Charanjit Singh, President of United Cycle Parts and Manufacturers Association. He has really helped us quite a bit today in helping us to reach out to all of you. So I don't think he's still here. I think he's busy in a meeting. He should be joining us in some time. A warm welcome again. Thank you so much for taking your time today to come to this meeting, and this will take about an hour of presentations from our end. Like the video said, technology should not be a privilege. The video said technology should be something that is accessible to everybody, and that is what our CEO believes in. He is Mr. Michael Dell. He is the founder of the company. He started this company way back in 1984 in his college room. He dropped out of college later on, and today it is a $60 billion company, present pretty much across the globe. And he passionately believes in what that video was talking about, in ensuring that technology does not or is not limited to a few privileged people. How can you help technology enable human potential? That has been the mission of Dell for all these years that we have existed. How do we make technology simple? How do we make it efficient? How do we make technology reach out to every single person, every single business, and help that particular business leverage its potential? So I am part of the small and medium business team from Dell. I have a lot of colleagues here from that part of the business. And small and medium business has been a great focus for Dell, especially for this reason. Because the one single thing that bothers a small and medium business entrepreneur, all of you are entrepreneurs here. I think in our experience, when we talk to small and medium business owners, the one single question they ask us is, how will you help me grow my business? How will your technology help me grow my business? How will your technology help me scale my turnover from, let's say, 5 crores to 20 crores? In that, what role can we play as an IT company? That is the question that always we are trying to answer. How can our products and solutions help your business to scale revenues? If we can do that, then we have added value to your business. Then we can make meaningful contribution to your business. And that has been the mission behind a lot of our research and development efforts. That has been the mission or the agenda behind some of the products that you see displayed behind you, which you can see after these sessions. Each of those products is targeted towards this. How can we enable your potential? You had a great business plan, you started your business, you have reached up to a certain stage. Now to move to the next stage, at some point of time or the other, adopting IT will become a necessity for everybody to scale the business. Before I go into how exactly or what exactly we are doing to small and medium businesses, just a brief snapshot about where Dell is in India. What are we doing in India? So, we started our operations in India in about 1998, so about 15 years in India. So we came into India much after other American companies like HP and IBM. But in a span of 15 years, I think we have grown enormously thanks to customers like you. So today we are present across all the locations that you see on the map there. In fact, we have a very large site in Mohali, Chandigarh, where we have close to about 4,000 people, and they offer all kinds of back office support to customers in US, Canada, and UK. Then we also have a big services delivery center in Noida, near Delhi, in Gurgaon, and pretty much in four or five locations in the south. We have our own factory near Chennai, outskirts of Chennai, and today pretty much most of the products that is sold in India, even servers, we started with desktops, then added laptops, and today even servers are manufactured in our plant in Chennai. It's a 100-acre facility, which is just on the outskirts of Chennai, and this factory has been growing tremendously in the last 5 years. And today we are exporting products from here to Middle East and some countries in the SAARC region. Some of the statistics here we are very proud of. So yes, we have about 27,000 employees based in India. 27,000. So outside of US, this is the second biggest employee based country. And employees here do everything from manufacturing to sales, back office, finance operations for rest of the world, service delivery, pretty much everything. And yes, we are the number one PC vendor for small and medium businesses in India, and we have been consistently the number one PC vendor for small and medium businesses in India, at least for the last 6 or 7 quarters. 18% market share. I talked about the factory, and the services capability we acquired through acquisition of the company called Pero Systems in 2008. That's the facility in Noida and Bangalore. So this is pretty much our presence in India. The net takeaway from this slide is that Dell is extremely committed to India as a country. India is today, within the Dell world, is recognized as one of the top 5 most important countries. So Dell will continue to invest in India, in facilities, in people, in resources, and it looks at India as a major growth opportunity. Why are we betting so much on the small and medium business segment? We are very bullish about it, and we are committed to, like I told you earlier, bringing technology and solutions that make sense to your businesses. The reason is very simple. The reason is that there are 75 million plus small and medium businesses worldwide. That's a lot of companies where IT adoption is not exactly where it should be. There is a lot of productivity improvement, there is a lot of enhancements that can happen to the business for these many businesses worldwide. If we drill down to India, there are approximately 45 lakh such businesses in India. 45 lakh businesses, and the PC adopting businesses in that is slightly about 20 lakhs. So there is a large number of customer base out there where we can really contribute to their success, where we can really help those customers to grow their businesses. If I look at Ludhiana, this is something I just got to know about half an hour back. There are close to 30,000 such small businesses in Ludhiana. I was frankly not surprised, because Ludhiana has always been a commercial hub and a great base for textile industry and auto ancillaries and so on and so forth. It's been a great hub for that, but that's a great number of customer base that we have in Ludhiana to go after and to reach out to them and to help them solve their business problems. So that's the reason why we are betting a lot on small and medium businesses. The customer pain points, your pain points, you can relate to it. It is pretty standard across all small and medium businesses. How do I manage resources? How do I take more out of the existing employees that I have? How do I actually improve their productivity? If I have 10 employees, how do I get more from each of that employee? How can I increase his productivity? So these are some of the very common challenges that I'm sure even you are facing as business owners and entrepreneurs. And of course, budget is always a problem. Right? Budget constraint is always a problem. And especially I understand that the last year or so has not been that good. Market sentiments have been pretty sluggish. So budget constraints is a reality that we have to face. So what role can IT play here? What can we do here? We can look at making your workforce more efficient. IT can definitely look at making your workforce more efficient. I think that is the biggest gain that IT adoption can give your company. How can your employee become more efficient? Some of the trends around this particular aspect: mobile workforce. Tablets is growing as a segment. You see the kind of products Samsung is bringing into India, or Apple. Apple is now talking of big numbers for India. So everybody is realizing how much more your workforce can become efficient by adopting mobile products, mobile products and solutions. That's a great technology trend. And what has that led to is that number of devices that is there in a particular office environment is increasing. It is actually multiplying. Earlier, there used to be one desktop. I remember when I started working, the entire office had just one desktop. But today, I know of some companies where one employee is getting multiple machines. He gets one laptop to work at office, one laptop for home use, there is a tablet, then there is a smartphone. So proliferation of devices is a reality. But yes, it is a good thing. It is definitely a good thing. The employee is available 24/7. He can take conference calls from home. He can access his desktop. Sitting at home, he can access his office desktop. There are so many solutions that have come up, which is all aimed at making the workforce more mobile and more efficient. That is the efficient workforce. The second thing is, there are a lot of technologies and solutions, and one such exciting solution is right there behind you, about which my colleague will talk to you very soon, is about technologies around servers, around storage. Now, Dell started the servers and the storage business maybe around mid-90s or so. But I'm very happy to tell you that today, Dell is the #1 server vendor in APJ, which is Asia, Pacific and Japan, and the #2 server manufacturer and vendor in the world. We were behind the biggest player by just some few thousand units last quarter. I don't know how many of you knew this, because Dell is primarily known as a desktop and a laptop company. That was correct, maybe about 10 years back. 10 years back, Dell was predominantly a desktop and a laptop company. We are still proud of the fact that we sell lakhs and lakhs of desktop and laptop. We are not closing that business. You might have read in the papers, a lot of companies have actually announced that they are exiting the PC business. But we are going in the other direction. We are going to invest more to ensure that the best PCs are manufactured by Dell at the most affordable price. So we will continue to be a very dominant player in the PC business, but we are just not a PC company. We have a lot of other products and solutions and services apart from desktop and laptop. So PCs just fall in this area, what we refer to as end user computing, which is basically used to create something, right? Content, Excel file bana diya, Word file, or data entry, some kinds of things, right? But apart from that, we have a lot of next generation latest solutions which are there on the compute side, which is server, in storage, in networking. I'm sure all of you use networking products in your office. You have servers for your business. You have storage boxes. We have cutting edge, best in-class products in that area as well. And not just that. Like I told you, we acquired a company called Pero Systems in 2008 that gave us capability in services. We can manage your entire IT infrastructure. We can take outsourcing contract. Just to give you some examples, some of the largest multinational companies in India today, we take care of their IT infrastructure end to end. What is called as outsourcing. They just give the key. They say you manage the IT infrastructure for the next 5 years. We have got full-fledged capability to do that. We have a 6,000 seat delivery center which is coming up in a place called Coimbatore in Tamil Nadu. Coimbatore is again a great textile hub, just like Ludhiana, right? So today we are an end-to-end company. We are just not a PC manufacturer. And how did this happen? All of this has happened through two ways. We have acquired close to 35 companies in the last 4 or 5 years. And these acquisitions, we have gone and bought companies. We have spent close to $20 billion. $20 billion is a lot of money, right? So we've spent close to $20 billion in acquiring these 35 companies, which has given these capabilities in solutions and products outside of PCs. So some of those things will be covered in the other sessions. But please don't look at Dell as only a PC company, okay, as a desktop or a laptop company. Yes, we will be very happy to sell you the best desktops and laptops, but we have some solutions around server storage and networking also, which I am very proud to tell you that nobody else has, and one such product is right behind you, about which we will be talking to you very soon. So, just to summarize, our commitment and our investment to the small and medium business landscape in India is only going to increase. We are committed to bringing latest technologies and solutions that will help you to grow your businesses, that will help you to increase your turnover, that will help you to make your employees more efficient. This is what some of our SMB customers are telling us. Please take a minute to read this. We've been using Dell products for over 2 years. Dell has provided us robust and cost-effective hardware which we needed for our employees. Most important reason for Dell was the next day in-office service guarantee provided by Dell. Yes, we take after-sales service very seriously. Probably as an owner you might have a person in your office who takes care of your IT infrastructure. But if you ask him what is the most important thing for him, he will tell you that please buy a brand or please go for a company which has got the best service. Because when the machine breaks down, he is the person everybody goes to. So independent agencies are telling us that we are doing pretty well on after-sales service. Our capability to replace a part, let's say your machine breaks down. There is a small component which needs to be replaced. Our ability to do that by physically sending the part to your office next business day. We offer next business day warranty. Within 24 hours, an engineer will come to your office, he will replace the part, he will ensure the machine is working fine, and he goes back. The extensive network we have to do that, not just in Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, no, across India, is probably the best in class in the industry, and we will continue to improve that. We extremely appreciate the service Dell provides and feel that no other competition can match that. So these are just some of the things that we picked up. There are a lot of good customer testimonials. This is not to say we have no areas of improvement. Definitely, we would love to hear feedback from your end. After the session, we'll have a Q&A session. So if there are areas of improvement, and I'm sure there will be areas of improvement, we will be very, very glad to hear your feedback and to work upon that. So that's the pitch that I wanted to make to start this. So we are here for the long term in India. We have 30,000 employees here. We are spread across the country, and we are committed to help you succeed. So thank you again. Thank you once again for coming here, taking your time out on a Friday evening. I know it's very difficult. Thanks a lot for coming here. And now I would like to invite my colleague Poojan to talk about what we have today on PCs, what we call as end user computing. Poojan, thank you so much.
First of all, good evening and a warm welcome to all of you. A quick intro, my name is Poojan Chadha. I've been with Dell for almost 2.5 years now. For the past 1.5 years, I'm taking care of Vostro brand in India for the SMB market. I'm sure it's been almost many years. Most of us in the room would have started using the PCs. I still remember a time when my father bought the first PC some 10-15 years back, and उस टाइम पे क्या होता था, एक PC ले लिया, पर उस PC के साथ में एक AC लेना बहुत जरूरी होता था. PC भी ले लिया, AC भी ले लिया, उसके साथ एक अकाउंटेंट भी चाहिए होता था जो कि 3,000 रुपये महीने लेगा और आगे काम करेगा. और उसके बाद भी, because we are Indians and also we are Punjabi, I'm also Punjabi, तो जो अकाउंटेंट काम करेगा मैं भी अपने बही खाते में एक बार चेक जरूर करूंगा तसल्ली के लिए उसने सही करा नहीं कहीं का. So that was one way the business used to be done some 10, 15, 20 years back. आज के टाइम में अगर आप काम देखें, most of us I'm sure in the room would have already migrated to using a PC. whatever accounting software, whatever ERP software we use for our organizations, we fully trust them. So that's the way the PC as an industry or IT as an industry has actually evolved over a time. आज से कुछ साल पहले अगर मेरे को अपने किसी कस्टमर से बात करनी है, I will actually have to pick up a phone, STD phone करना पड़ेगा, सर ये करना है कैसे करें? Then came the era where emails and internet started. आज की डेट में मैं email भेजता हूँ, in next 1 or 2 hours I'll get the reply. Cost बचती है मेरी, time बचता है मेरा कस्टमर को 10 मिनट फोन करने का. So that's how the overall industry has actually grown up, and that's how we also as a company have grown up. I can also more correlate. Reason being, like Punish what just mentioned, Michael Dell himself being a fallout from the college, started a business in a small room. वो भी शायद जब एक टाइम पे बिजनेस शुरू किया होगा तो वो भी एक 5 लैपटॉप बेचते होंगे, एक टाइम पे 10 बेचते होंगे, फिर 50, 100, लाख, हजार हुए. So similarly, I am sure everybody in the room, including all of us, would have that entrepreneurial spirit for us to grow. And the whole idea of this is how IT can actually help you in terms of growing the business places to places. आप अगर ये slide देखोगे, this slide basically talks about the different brands that India market has from a Dell perspective. If you look at the blue box, this basically has our Inspiron laptop desktops, XPS, and then Alienware. When we talk about Inspiron laptops and desktops, Inspiron is basically the consumer brand that we have in India. When I say consumer brand, it is very difficult to understand between a consumer and a commercial brand actually. लैपटॉप तो लैपटॉप यार, इंटरनेट सब पे चलता है, ईमेल सबसे आती जाती है, गाने सब पे सुन सकते हैं, सब काम कर सकते हैं. Then what is the difference? So these are some of the few points that I'll touch base in the next couple of slides or so. So if I talk about Inspiron laptops, for example, these are typical which a school going student या घर पे अगर मेरे को यूज करना है फैमिली के लिए, this is the brand that I would like to go and buy. Reason, घर में मेरे को किसी ने मूवी देखनी है, पिक्चर देखनी है लैपटॉप के ऊपर एग्जाम्पल, so that has a bright new screen which means the color and the other gamuts come out very sharp from that screen. उसके अलावा मेरे को गाने सुनने हैं, so the speaker quality is much better vis-a-vis that. So these are some of the very unique features that this particular brand has. उसके बाद we have XPS laptops and desktops. XPS is a high premium brand that we have in India. The base laptop for XPS starts at almost 80-90,000 rupees. I'm sure घर जाके हम लोग हर वीकेंड टीवी भी देखते हैं. टीवी में आजकल एक शो भी चल रहा है, नच बलिए. I'm sure आप लोग काफी लोगों ने देखा होगा. मैंने तो देखा है because I am a शिल्पा शेट्टी fan, तो मैंने तो देखा है. तो उसमें आप अगर नोटिस करेंगे, उसमें the laptop जिसके ऊपर वो स्कोर्स दिखाते हैं फ्लिप करके, आपने पीछे एक ब्लू कलर की स्क्रीन देखी होगी, उसमें नंबर्स आते हैं 10, 11 जो भी देते हैं मार्क्स को. That is the XPS 13 laptop that we have. उसका यूज क्या है? आप उसको ऊपर ऐसे खोल के करोगे, you can work it as a normal laptop. उसको बंद करके स्क्रीन फ्लिप फ्लॉप है, you can even use it as a tablet. So that is the XPS brand, premium brand that we have in the country. Similarly, on the consumer side, the third and the last brand that we have is the Alienware laptops and desktops. So when we talk about Alienware, like the name itself suggests, ये एक ऐसा ब्रांड है जो कि गेमर्स यूज करते हैं. जब मैं गेमर्स कह रहा हूँ, this does not mean that people who like to play games, but this particular desktops and notebooks are being used by people who actually go and manufacture games, जो बनाते हैं games. Because these are used in so high graphics and other from a component standpoint, basic जो start होती है इनकी configuration, which is i5, i7, then you have a 2 GB graphic card and stuff like that. So it's a high-end module that we have there. Now if you look on the other side, the 3 boxes that you see, one is Vostro laptops and desktops. So this is the brand that I take care for the India market. Then you have Latitude Optiplex, and then you have a Dell Precision and workstations. I'll take another 5, 7, 10 minutes to cover all these brands for you. Just tell you how this can help us in terms of day-to-day usage. The basic difference I would just like to quickly touch upon is the difference between the consumer and the commercial brands. Consumer brands are the brands जो कि मैं अपने घर पे use कर सकता हूँ for my day-to-day stuff. Commercial brands are the brands which I can use in my office. For example, मैं अगर एक office काम के लिए एक laptop use कर रहा हूँ, so hence it's a different requirement altogether, जिस पे मैं काम कर सकता हूँ. Can we have the walkthrough video, please?
नहीं वो कम नहीं पता लग रहा
And one thing I can very proudly share is Dell is the only brand that has a sub-brand called Vostros, which is specifically for the SMB customers in India. आपको consumer commercial laptops हर एक कंपनी के मिलेंगे इंडिया के अंदर, but Dell में we have Latitude Optiplex, which is a brand which for the much larger organizations. For example, employee size इनके 5,000 से ज़्यादा हैं, and then people, for example, Tata's, Birla's, Reliance, Citibank, HDFC's, those are the guys who actually use that sort of a laptop because उनके requirement वो है. This is the brand that we have for the country, in the country, which is specific to SMBs. So when I say SMBs, it's basically this again product available in both 14-inch and 15-inch. Then again the point that I touched based earlier, how is this different from a consumer brand? काम वो भी करता है, काम ये भी करता है. Similarly, जैसे Inspiron में मैंने आपको बताया कि Inspiron के अंदर we have a bright view screen जिससे color gamut वगैरह ज़्यादा निकलेंगे. इसके अंदर you have a anti-glare screen, which means अगर मैं 6 घंटे 7 घंटे लैपटॉप पे बैठ के काम कर रहा हूँ तो there is no effect to my eyes because usage time बहुत ज़्यादा है. घर में मैं 8 घंटे लैपटॉप के सामने चिपक के कभी नहीं बैठूंगा. The other very important this thing is because आज की डेट में I have a small office or I have a multiple branches office where हर एक ब्रांच के अंदर 5-10 लैपटॉप या 5-10 डेस्कटॉप्स मैं यूज कर रहा हूँ. उस केस में क्या है? I need a laptop who can help me to transfer the data fast from one to another. So you have a 1 gigabit LAN here, which you will not get in a personal brand which is Inspiron because that is not the requirement there. Then for example say this has your VGA HDMI port. कस्टमर के पास जाना है, कस्टमर को जाके प्रेजेंटेशन देनी है. अब वहाँ पे आज की डेट में सारे प्रोजेक्टर जो हैं हमारे सारे VGA पे हैं. आप वहाँ जाके क्या करोगे? आपका लैपटॉप तो चलेगा नहीं. So you have a VGA port which you will not get on the consumer brand. So these are some of the unique features that actually differentiate this from the consumer brand that we have. Then the other very interesting piece that we did off late on this particular brand is आज से पहले कुछ 8-1 महीने पहले 8-9 महीने पहले this brand always used to come with a 1-year warranty. जब मैं 1-year warranty बोलता हूँ basically means 1-year NBD हम लोग जिसको बोलते हैं, which is next business day, which means कि आपका आज लैपटॉप खराब हो गया, there is no need for you to hand carry your laptop to the nearest service station that Dell has in your area. You just need to log a ticket on the call center or the tech support number. You have a person visiting you next day. But you have a person visiting you next day, उसके बीच में भी एक step है. That step is कि जब आप call करोगे, you have an engineer sitting on the other side who will actually help you to first online try to identify what the problem is. If that problem, for example, is a software problem या कुछ, let me be honest ना, जब शायद मेरे को भी नहीं आता था, जिसने मेरे को अगर किसी ने मेरे को सिर्फ इंटरनेट खोलना सिखाया ना, वो ब्लू वाले बटन पे ई पे क्लिक करना, मेरे को सिर्फ उतना ही आता था. और कुछ गलत कर दिया तो मैं भी फंस जाता था, यार क्या करूँ अब. बट उस टाइम पे कोई होता नहीं था मेरे को हेल्प करने के लिए. So on the similar lines, there is somebody engineer, somebody qualified in the field sitting on the other side of the phone who actually helps you to remotely clear the mess whatever it is and get your machine up and right running. अगर वो नहीं होता, so then you again have a next day a person which is coming to your place to rectify it. Then all your machines also come with accidental damage protection, which also means कि यार मैंने अगर अपने एम्प्लॉय को लैपटॉप दिया कि जा जाके माल बेच के कस्टमर ने प्रेजेंटेशन देखनी है और लैपटॉप लेके जा रहा है, ड्यू टू व्हाटएवर रीजन लैपटॉप गिर गया. लैपटॉप गिर गया तो सबसे पहले आदमी ये सोचेगा यार एक और खर्चा खड़ा हो गया सर पे यार। So, आपका लैपटॉप अगर वारंटी के अंदर है और 1 साल के अंदर है, विच मीन्स वो आपका लैपटॉप फ्री में रिपेयर होगा, बिकॉज उसके जितने पैसे हैं ना जब आपने खरीदा था तभी दे दिए थे, तो 1 साल की तो मौज है ही है कम से कम उसके अंदर। देन व्हाट वी रियलाइज सम 9 months बैक 10 months बैक वाज यार बहुत कस्टमर है जो मेरे पास आके कहते हैं कि आपके लैपटॉप तो ठीक है बट वारंटी आप मेरे को ज्यादा क्यों नहीं दे देते 1 साल के बदले में। तो फिर हमने एक एनालिसिस किया, हमने कहा कुछ कस्टमर है जिसके 12 महीने में वारंटी खत्म होती है, वो 10वें या 11वें महीने में मेरे को फोन करके बोलता है कि मेरी वारंटी एक्सटेंड करता हूँ। हमने जब अपना मैथ देखा, हमने कहा ये कस्टमर 11वें महीने में हमारे इतने परसेंटेज ऑफ माय कस्टमर्स आर एनीवेज गेटिंग द वारंटी एक्सटेंडेड, यार बाद में क्यों करें, हाथों हाथ अभी 3 साल करके खत्म करते हैं ना काम को। हमने उसको 3 साल किया, बहुत चला मार्केट में। उसके बाद देन वी आल्सो रियलाइज्ड कि व्हाट पनीश आल्सो हैड टच बेस वाज यार कॉस्ट एक बहुत बड़ा फैक्टर है हम लोगों के लिए। सो व्हाट वी रियलाइज्ड वाज यार कि सारे लोग 3 साल ही लेना चाहते हैं, अभी भी मार्केट में 1 साल की डिमांड तो है ही है, लोग आगे पूछते हैं 1 साल का दो, हमने कहा चलो लो यार दोनों लो, जितने जेब में पैसे हैं भाई साहब आओ लो यूज करो, तरक्की करें सारे के सारे। सो दीज आर सम ऑफ द की यूनिक फीचर्स दैट वी हैव इन वॉस्त्रो। दिस इज हाउ द प्रोडक्ट लुक्स लाइक। पीछे यहाँ पे दोनों प्रोडक्ट 14 इंच 15 इंच के मॉडल्स डिस्प्ले पे हैं। आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट वंस वी आर डन विद दिस सेशन प्लीज हैव अ लुक एट द मॉडल्स। इन केस अगर आपको इसमें कोई क्वेरीज है, वी आर हियर मोर देन हैप्पी टू हेल्प यू आउट एंड आंसर ऑल योर क्वेरीज। देन व्हेन आई टॉक अबाउट वॉस्त्रो, सो इट्स ओवरऑल ब्रांड, ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ लैपटॉप ही आते हैं इसके, सो यू हैव डेस्कटॉप्स आल्सो। अब ये बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन है जो बार बार लोग पूछते हैं, इसलिए मैं पहले उसका आंसर दे देता हूँ आपको। वॉस्त्रो नोटबुक तो आप 1 साल 3 साल दोनों में देते हो, आप डेस्कटॉप सिर्फ 3 साल में क्यों देते हो, 1 साल में क्यों नहीं देते हो? उसका एक सिंपल सा लॉजिक है। हमारी साइकी ये कहती है कि लैपटॉप तो मालिक हूं मैं, मालिक खुद यूज करूंगा। अगर मेरे 5 एम्प्लॉइज हैं तो उन 5 को मैं डेस्कटॉप ही दे देता हूँ, और क्योंकि एम्प्लॉइज ने यूज करना तो कहते हैं यार जितना टाइम यूज कर ले, खर्चा थोड़ा सा टल जाए तो टल जाए, आज नहीं तो कल तो करना ही है। तो जब उसने यूज ही लंबे टाइम तक करना है तो पहले ही उसको सिक्योर करके 3 साल की वारंटी दे दो, काम खत्म। 3 साल में कभी भी सिस्टम में कुछ गड़बड़ है, फोन करो, अगले दिन इंजीनियर आ जाएगा, जो भी खराब होगा ठीक करके चला जाएगा, एक पैसा नहीं लगना जेब से। Then the other very unique feature I would actually like to highlight is आप डेटा को नंबर पे काम कर रहे हो, ये प्लस हुआ, ये माइनस हुआ, काफी सारा डेटा एक साथ देखना। एग्जाम्पल, इन केस यू वांट टू एनालाइज सम डेटा एज टू हाउ टू टेक अ डिसीजन ऑन दैट, देन दिस पर्टिकुलर मशीन हैज अ वेरी यूनिक फीचर जो किसी के पास नहीं है कि आप इसी मशीन के ऊपर 2 मॉनिटर इकट्ठे लगा लो और दोनों में अलग अलग एक्सेल शीट या जो भी डॉक्यूमेंट आपने खोलना है आप खोल लो, which means you can have a look at both the data simultaneously and then take the whatever the required decision is for your business. So these are some of the very unique features. Again, 3rd gen के साथ आता है। When I say 3rd gen from a layman perspective, जैसे Intel for example प्रोसेसर बनाता है, CPU बनाता है, नए नए प्रोसेसर्स उनके भी लॉन्च होते रहते हैं। So similarly जैसे 1st gen आता है, 2nd gen, 3rd gen, 4th gen है। Pretty soon by February end or so इसके अंदर भी 4th gen भी आ जाएगा। So which means the latest available technology in the globe is at our service. And then obviously इसको धीरे धीरे phase out कर देंगे 1 महीने 2 महीने के अंदर। So this again is one of the very good products that we have. Again back there on display, please have a look once we are done. This is how I'm sure आप लोगों ने देखा ही होगा सबने। Now, this is the brand which is Latitude, Optiplex and Precision. These are the brands which are actually meant for people who have multiple branches all across. मैं कुछ simple example देता हूँ, पहले चलो Latitude करते हैं। For example, my head office is based out of Ludhiana और पूरे नॉर्थ में पंजाब, चंडीगढ़, हिमाचल, हरियाणा सब जगह मेरे ऑफिसेज हैं जहाँ से व्हाटएवर बिजनेस आई डू, आई सप्लाई पार्ट्स एंड डू दी सर्विस एंड जनरेट रेवेन्यू। मैं यहाँ बैठ के देखना चाहता हूँ मेरा जो वो मतलब फलाना एम्प्लॉई है वो वहाँ बैठ के चंडीगढ़ बैठ के क्या कर रहा है। मैं नॉर्मल कंप्यूटर में नहीं कर पाऊंगा, तो यहाँ से बैठे मैं देख सकता हूँ क्या कर रहा है। दूसरी एक और बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग चीज है, क्योंकि मैं यहाँ बैठा हूँ, एम्प्लॉय वहाँ बैठा है, वो जरूर पक्का बिना कोई पंगे करेगा ही करेगा, क्योंकि मालिक तो सर पे है नहीं। उसने कुछ गड़बड़ अगर खोल लिया, उसमें कुछ वायरस डाउनलोड कर लिया, सब लेनी देनी हो जाएगी। तो फिर क्या करेंगे? या तो डेल वाले को फोन करेंगे कि जा भाई जाके उसको ठीक करके आ, पर जब तक डेल वाला जाएगा अगले दिन या 1 घंटे 2 घंटे में आप फोन करोगे रिजॉल्व होएगी, 2-4 घंटे वेस्ट तो हो ही जाएंगे। The other very interesting unique feature is कि यहाँ पे अगर आपका आईटी बंदा बैठा है तो यहीं से बैठे बैठे वो पर्टिकुलर मशीन वो आपके नेटवर्क से हटा देगा, उसको ठीक करा लो, उसके बाद वापस नेटवर्क पे लगा लो। अदरवाइज वायरस आया, सब मशीन पे वायरस फैल जाएगा, सारा ठप हो जाएगा जब तक कम से कम 25-30 हज़ार 50 हज़ार रुपये खर्च ना हो। So from that perspective, this is one of the very important features that this particular brand has. और इसी करके मैंने शुरू में बोला था कि this is the brand that companies like for example Reliance, Tata, Cromas and Birlas, Ambani, जितने मर्जी आप नाम ले लो, ये सब यूज करते हैं because these are all global players. The other very interesting feature that this particular brand has, laptops की बात करूँ मैं तो, and also just to mention these are global SKUs. जैसे मैंने वॉस्ट्रो की इनिशियली बात की थी, वॉस्ट्रो अगर आप फॉर एग्जांपल किसी कंट्री में जाओगे आपको जरूरी नहीं है कि हर एक कंट्री में मिलेगा। वॉस्ट्रो is a brand that India has, that eventually Dell has realized that there are some 8-10 countries in the world जो कि ग्रो होंगी अब अगले 10 साल या 20 साल में, and these are the countries who are going to get the overall global growth forward. So Vostro is a brand which is only available in 10 countries globally, and India obviously is part of that. Similarly, Latitude is the brand which is a global brand that we have, which is available in all the countries. अब मैंने अपने बंदे को एम्प्लॉय को दिए लैपटॉप दिया हुआ है, अब जा रहा था काम से, कुछ भी हो गया, 2 दिन तक भाई का फोन बंद है। सबसे पहले डर ये लगेगा यार उसमें मेरा डेटा था, डेटा का क्या होगा। So this has a unique feature called TPM, which is a protection module. उसमें क्या है कि आप हार्ड डिस्क के अंदर उसको डलवा सकते हो, कोई भी उसका डेटा नहीं निकाल सकता बाहर, तो वो डेटा आपका सिक्योर ही है। हद से हद क्या हुआ, अगर बुरा होना ही था तो यार कम से कम 30-50 हज़ार में चल लैपटॉप ही गया ना मेरा। सो इट इज फ्रॉम दैट पर्सपेक्टिव। सिमिलरली अब जैसे ऑप्टीप्लेक्स की मैं बात करता हूँ, दिस इज एक्चुअली अ टूललेस चासी। आई एम श्योर आप लोगों ने बहुत बार देखा होगा, कैबिनेट होती है जो नीचे पड़ी रहती है, जनरली ऊपर हमारा मॉनिटर पड़ा होता है, वो इंजीनियर आके अगर खोलता है ना, पहले पेचकस निकालता है, 4 पेज खोलता है, जैसे पेज का चक्कर ही नहीं है, सीधा ढांचा बाहर निकालो अंदर डालो। So these are some of the unique features that these particular brands actually enjoy. Then Dell workstations. Really proud to share that Dell has been #1 in terms of market shares for workstations in India. And more than that, मेरे को इसके फीचर्स बताने की जरूरत नहीं है, मैं आपको सिर्फ एक एग्जांपल दूंगा, आप खुद समझ जाओगे कि मशीन ये है क्या चीज, क्या तोड़ है ये। हम सब जानते हैं बीएससी क्या है, सेंसेक्स क्या है, बॉम्बे में फाइनेंशियल मार्केट का जितना नंबर क्रंचिंग होता है, जो हर 1-1, 2-2 मिनट में शेयर ऊपर नीचे होता है, वो सारा का सारा डेटा डेल प्रिसीजन वर्कस्टेशन पे चलता है। आप ये सोच सकते हो कि अगर एज अ सेंसेक्स, एज अ फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन, they have this sort of a trust on Dell in terms of their products and the services and the facilities, the other solutioning that we provide. यार अगर ये वो हो सकता है तो मेरा काम तो कभी भी हो ही सकता है इसके ऊपर यार। अगेन कोई सॉफ्टवेयर मैंने रन करना है, क्वालिफाइड मैप विद ऑलमोस्ट 25-30 सॉफ्टवेयर कंपनीज, अगर नहीं है आपका कोई स्पेसिफिक है तो वो भी हो जाता है। ऐसी कोई तोड़ चीज तो है नहीं जो दुनिया में हो नहीं सकती। ये हो सकता है कि 25 ऑलरेडी हैं, शायद 2 और करने में शायद 1 महीना लग जाएगा मैक्सिमम। उसके अलावा इन 25 कंपनियों के ऑलमोस्ट जो 100 से ऊपर जो सॉफ्टवेयर हैं जो अलग अलग चलते हैं, वो सारे सॉफ्टवेयर इसके ऊपर क्वालिफाइड हैं, जो मर्जी यूज करो आप। सो दैट दिस इज द काइंड ऑफ वर्कस्टेशन दैट वी एक्चुअली हैव। Then the other very interesting piece is, I'm sure आज से 10-15 साल पहले जब हम सबने मोबाइल फोन, या 20 साल पहले सबने हमने मोबाइल फोन लिए थे, तो सबके पास वो सोनी एरिक्सन का होता था, लंबे वाला, ऊपर से खुलता होता था। आज की डेट में आई एम श्योर इस रूम में जो भी बैठा हुआ है एटलीस्ट 50-60% के पास स्मार्टफोन तो हो गए जो टच वाला होगा। तो द आइडिया इज कि जमाना टच की तरफ जा रहा है, तो जमाना वहां जा रहा है, हमारा भी जाना बहुत जरूरी है। Similarly on the commercial piece अगर आप देखें तो this is a Latitude 10 tablet. Now this is very interesting case study that we have. We have companies now approaching us and telling us that you give me 500 tablets. In addition to it, also develop a particular software that my sales team can use and go and show it to the customer. And when the customer gives the order, on the laptop itself the application is installed and there itself the order can be taken. क्या है, लैपटॉप बेचने का काम तो मैंने कर दिया या टैबलेट बेचने का काम तो मैंने कर दिया, सॉफ्टवेयर बनाने का काम पैरों वाली भाई का जो एक्वायर करी थी 2 साल पहले, तो सब कुछ घर के अंदर ही हो गया काम मेरा। सिमिलरली जो ऑप्टिप्लेक्स मैंने आपसे पहले शेयर किया था उसका AIO, व्हेन आई से AIO कोई रॉकेट साइंस नहीं है, कोई अलग प्रोडक्ट नहीं है। AIO इज ओनली अ प्रोडक्ट जिसमें मॉनिटर के पीछे ही CPU है, नीचे डब्बा रखने की जरूरत नहीं है, जगह की जगह बच गई, मॉनिटर पड़ा है, आगे मेरा कीबोर्ड माउस है, उसी पे काम करी जाओ। Then there are a lot of people who want to use the touch monitors. Again, from a market share perspective, अगर हम देखें कि सबसे ज्यादा कौन सा ब्रांड बिकता है टच के अंदर, वो डेल का टच मॉनिटर बिकता है। So these are some of the touch devices that we have in our portfolio. Again, जो मैंने शुरू में टच किया था, in terms of the kind of services that we provide. हार्डवेयर की बात करता हूं तो एग्जांपल जैसे बेसिक सर्विस है या प्रो सपोर्ट एग्जांपल, दिस इज वन ऑफ द इंटरेस्टिंग सर्विसेज दैट वी एडेड टू आवर पोर्टफोलियो फ्रॉम अ प्रोडक्ट स्टैंड पॉइंट फ्यू इयर्स बैक। दिस इज द फीडबैक दैट वी गॉट फॉर द कस्टमर्स। अब कस्टमर्स ये बोलते हैं कि यार मैं रात को शाम को 5 बजे से फोन करता हूं तो मेरे को सॉल्व कर देते हो, मैं रात को 10 बजे भी काम करता हूं क्योंकि यार मैं यूएस के साथ काम करता हूं, रात को 10 बजे मेरे डब्बे में कुछ खराब हो गया, मैं क्या करूंगा? सिंपल लॉजिक है, टेंशन मत लो अंकल, 10 बजे खराब हुआ ना, आपने प्रो सपोर्ट खरीदी हुई है, इसके पैसे दिए हुए आपने, 10 बजे भी कॉल सेंटर पे फोन करो, लड़का वहां पे बैठा है जो आपकी हेल्प करके आपका सिस्टम ठीक करेगा। और जो डेटा हमने देखा है, मोस्ट ऑफ द इश्यूज, दिस सॉर्ट ऑफ इश्यूज दैट कम अप इन द ऑड टाइमिंग ड्यूरिंग द डे आर एक्चुअली द इश्यूज जो कि सॉफ्टवेयर से रिलेटेड है। मैंने ये गड़बड़ कर दी, मैंने ये गड़बड़ कर दी, जो कि 15 या 20 मिनट में ठीक हो जाएगी। So that is one of the very unique features that we have, and nobody else in the country offers you a 24/7 service on this. Software support मैंने आपको बताया, जैसे प्रो सपोर्ट, अभी प्रोटेक्शन सर्विसेज जैसे एक्सीडेंटल डैमेज मैंने बताया। एक्सीडेंटल डैमेज कुछ नहीं है, जो मैंने आपको बताया था, लैपटॉप गिर जाए, टूट गया तो रिपेयर हो जाता है इमीडिएटली अगर वारंटी के अंदर रहता। Advisory services is a services that primarily goes towards the enterprise side of the business, which means for example कस्टमर कहता है मैं एक प्लेटफॉर्म पे, मैंने एक से वाई पे माइग्रेट करना है, हाउ वी विल डू इट, मैंने करना तो है बट मुझे पता नहीं मैं कैसे कर सकता हूँ, एंड आई एम नॉट श्योर एट द टाइम ऑफ ट्रांजिशन फ्रॉम एक्स टू वाई वेदर माय डेटा विल बी सेफ और नॉट। सो दिस इज दैट सॉर्ट ऑफ एन एडवाइजरी सर्विस। Again, this is again one of these slides on the services. For example, यार मैं चाहता हूँ जब मैं लैपटॉप खोलूँ ना, मेरे सारे एम्प्लॉइज लैपटॉप खोलें, उसमें मेरा नाम पूजन चड्डा है तो पूजन चड्डा कंपनी का नाम आना चाहिए। 2 तरीके हैं, या तो मैं 100 लैपटॉप मंगा लूँ, लुधियाने में बैठा हूँ, सब पे नाम आ गया, जहाँ जहाँ भेजना है मैंने भेज दिया। दूसरा एक और तरीका है कि उसकी जो इमेज है, जो सॉफ्टवेयर है उसका, वो आप पहले मेरे को दो, मैं उसको टेस्ट करूँगा मेरे मशीन पे ठीक चल रहा है नहीं चल रहा। अगर ठीक चल रहा है ना, मैं उसको चेन्नई वाली फैक्ट्री को दे दूंगा, सीधा चेन्नई वाली फैक्ट्री से 100 लैपटॉप के ऊपर ये प्री इंस्टॉल्ड आएगा और मेरे को वहीं से बोल दो यार 10 चंडीगढ़ भेज दे, 10 लुधियाना भेज दे, 20 अमृतसर भेज दे, आपका खर्चा भी बचा, सब चीजें बची वहां पे। Then this is one of the very interesting slides. यार मैं मोबाइल लेने जाता हूँ, उसके बाद ईयरफोन तो आते ही आते हैं, मतलब एक्सेसरी के बगैर तो मेन चीज तो खरीदनी नहीं होती हमने। So similarly, this is the overall accessory portfolio that we have. The entire range is there back, जिसमें आप देख सकते हो क्या रेंज है। मॉनिटर्स मैंने ऑलरेडी आपको बता ही दिया। Similarly, for example, डॉकिंग स्टेशन होता है कि जिसके ऊपर आप मशीन को स्टैंड कर सकते हो, बार बार चार्जर वगैरह लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है, उसमें पोर्ट्स है पीछे which you can use. This is used by the big organization, so this docking station actually comes only in Latitude brand, it doesn't come in Vostro brand. फिर उसके बाद प्रिंटर्स हैं जो कि हमारा एक इंटरनली एक दूसरा डिवीजन है GCC करके, जिसको हम ग्लोबल कमर्शियल चैनल्स बोलते हैं, उसके थ्रू प्रिंटर्स बेचते हैं हम लोग. कीबोर्ड, माउस हैं, बैकपैक्स हैं, बैटरी अडाप्टर्स हैं, एक्सटर्नल ड्राइव अगर किसी को चाहिए तो एक्सटर्नल ड्राइव है एक्सेसरीज के अंदर. So this was the overall portfolio that we have on the client piece. जब मैं client बोलता हूँ, it is basically laptops, desktops and workstations and the entire accessory range that we have around that. So thank you so much for patiently listening to me for past 15-20 minutes. And with this, I would like to invite Bobby, who would take another 15-20 minutes on the enterprise piece that we have. Thank you so much.
Next 20 minutes, I want your attention to understand Dell Enterprise Solution Portfolio. I'm sure most of you are using Dell hardware, and mostly it would be a laptop or a desktop. How many of you are using Dell Enterprise products? Let me define what is enterprise product. Any hardware which is going to the data center of your office or is going to your server room, we call it as an enterprise product. So predominantly three components. It can be a server where you run your mission critical or a business critical application, maybe a payroll application, maybe an HR application, or an ERP software, or an email software you're running. That is sitting on a server class machine. Sometimes your type of business what you are in can add lot of data, lot of digital data, and you may need an additional device or a storage device to keep that data safe and secure. So there are products which is catering to store data, which give you more reliability, more security. That is called a storage product. And finally, you need to connect all your computing device in your office through a cable, through a wireless, depending on what flexibility you want in your business environment. You need networking switches and routers there. So that's the third product what I was referring to. So, any one of you are using servers? Any brand servers in your office? Yes. Okay. So that means only very few guys are using or customers are using server class machines in your data center or in your office. Okay. Good. So let me take this opportunity to understand some of the problems you are using. Let me quickly go through this. Most of the growing customers, whether it's a small size customer or a small and medium size customer, typically they have come across various problems, something like this. They have problem around multiple hardware. They don't have an IT staff to support this type of enterprise class hardware, because this needs specialized skills sometimes. It's not that easy to use like a laptop or a desktop. Then sometimes a customer come back and say that, okay, many of my data is sitting in moving of staff. I have a couple of sales guys who are keep on traveling. So how do I ensure that that data is automatically getting synced to my main head office? So various problems most of the customers come across. And what this mean to us is that we need to give a solution or a product that will help you to improve your productivity, to ease your IT business or IT investment overhead, and ensure that all the transactions what you are doing need to be operationalized securely. Let me quickly go to a typical server room of most of the small and medium customers. I guess this photo is very familiar to most of you. These all are mostly standard, desk desktop class machines. Most of the small and medium business customers, I would say most employee size less than 50 or 60 employee size, typically run their business like this. Use standard desktop, maybe little higher end configuration. Sometimes it may be not even a branded one, it may be a locally made one. Try to install your SQL server, your Exchange servers, some of the file servers, print servers, try to configure everything in the same machine, and you expect to run your business 24/7. Just imagine if one of this cable is pulled out, your entire SQL stops functioning. You will not be able to get your email from your customers. Sometimes this means huge impact on your business. If you are not able to send a proposal to your customers on time, or if you are not able to get a response from your customers to your proposal, you may lose deals worth lakhs and crores sometimes. So running your business application, and that too is shared with multiple users within the organization on this type of non-standard platform is big risky for you. It's a time for you to think and make little more wise investment in terms of improving your reliability, improving your productivity of your IT environment. So, most of the customer, this is what you are looking for. Like, I have 4 sales reps based in remote cities, or maybe they work from their residence and need access. There are few employees who need to share important files. They may be working on same files, maybe from multiple locations, multiple sites. There are few files which are very critical and need to be backed up daily, so that in case if your server or so-called desktop machine crashes, you should not lose your data. This is a typical demand or need for most of the small and medium customers. So what we suggest or we recommend to most of our small customers, most of the entrepreneurs, to invest on small servers. Now what is a server? How different from a standard desktop? It also has a very similar CPU. It has similar memory. It has a motherboard. So if you look at a comparison between a desktop and server, you can see a CPU is there, here also there. You can see memory, say 4 gig or 8 gig memory is there in desktop. I can put it, yes, here also I can put it. So what's so great? The most important thing of a server class machine is the reliability. It is reliability, availability, and redundancy. Apart from a better CPU, apart from a more scalable memory and a more scalable and reliable storage. So if you look at a server, it can come in either a rack mount option, like you can buy a rack and stack it, like 1U, 2U form factors, or it can come like a desktop or a tower form factor. Now come to processor. Yes, it has server class CPUs. We call Intel Xeon CPUs. It has more cache, so it will allow you to run some of the function much faster than a standard desktop class servers. Most of the CPUs are multi-core. Now multi-core CPUs are available in desktop as well today. But here I am talking about 4, 8 or even 12 cores in a single CPU. And most of the servers support multiple processors as well. That means if your performance need arises, you can buy a server class machine with 1 processor, 2 processor or even 4 processors in a single matters to you because most of the small industries, you don't need much compute power because your application is accessed by maximum 8 to 10 people or maybe 15 to 20 people. What is more important thing for you is the reliability. Now in any compute device or any computer, that whether it's a desktop or a laptop, the most critical component in that compute device is the disk storage. You know why it is critical? Because your data is sitting there. Your last 5 years invoice data is sitting in that hard drives. Your last 5 years customer information is sitting in that hard drive. If that hard drive fails, and the most device which is prone for a failure in any compute device, any PC, is the hard drives. What is the reason? Because that is the only device which has a mechanical component. It has a motor, it has a platter which rotates continuously, it has a head which moves laterally and go and fetch the data, whatever it may be. Today there are solid state drives available, but that technology has its own limitation as well. Because of wear and tear, the drives typically fail after a few years. You cannot avoid that. Rest everything is electronic component, it very rarely fails. So the most important data is sitting on the most unreliable component. That's the problem with the drives. So in almost all server class machine, there is some feature called RAID. The RAID stands for Redundant Array of Inexpensive Disk. The full form doesn't matter here. What actually it help you is it will ensure that even if one drive fail in a server, there would be another drive or drives will ensure that the data is still available for your application. So it can withstand one or more drive failure on a server. So that is a very important features if you want to run your business 24/7, non-stop, 365 days. And this RAID features ensure that even if one disk fail or if one data file corrupt, you can always recover it from the other files available in the subsequent disk. It has an operating systems. The difference here is these operating systems are more tuned to run multitasking. OS running on a standard desktop, it can be a Windows 7 or Windows 8 today, is more designed for single task, single use environment. But in an OS sitting in the server, for example, Microsoft Small Business Server 2008 or 2012, multiple users can simultaneously access that, which is required for some of the database applications. It can support faster drives. Today, most of the server class systems support SAS drives, whereas desktop, there are desktops with SAS drives, but mostly it comes with SATA drives. SATA runs at 7,200 RPM, that is rotation per minute. This can go up to 15,000 RPM. So that means it is almost 2.5 times faster compared to the traditional drives. And it can be a rack mount or tower form factors. And the memory also has much more features which will help you to protect your data in case if memory failure happens. And also can integrate a UPS into the server, which will help you to avoid data loss in case of a power failure. So this is what a server is all about. If you want to run your business non-stop, 24/7, invest on a server. A desktop or a local made machine will not be able to sustain or will not be able to give you these type of features and performance. And the most important thing is, this comes with Dell Pro Support services. That means you can even buy services, even if a server fails, the component can be replaced within next 4 hours time. within 4 hours, it's based on the city, you will be able to provide, or we will be able to provide a 4-hour response time if a component fails. So you can buy with various options. It can be 4 hours, it can be next business day, it can be depending on the service availability at that particular city. So this is what I summarized. What a server gives you, it will reliability, security and data protection. So what all other features you can build on your servers? So if you want to make a file server where you have 10 users, 15 users, all want to share a common folder, or all want to put their daily activity report on a common folder and save it over there, we can build a file server. Or if you want to share your printer with among all the users, we can build a print server. These are simple features which come default with all the server class systems, operating systems. However, most of this function can be done on the normal desktop or workstation class machine as well. But it all depending on how much reliability, how much security you want to achieve in your IT environment. So let me quickly take you through the Dell complete server portfolio. I don't want to go through each and every product. Let me quickly take you through a few of the products that is more relevant to small and medium business customers. We give you the servers in 3 sizes or 3 shapes. We call form factors. One is the tower type model. If you don't have a server room, if you don't have a data center, and if you want to put the server on a normal desktop, like a normal desktop, you can go for any of this machine. So T110 is the entry level product, which comes with 1 CPU, can go up to 64 gig of RAM, can support a couple of drives, 5 to 8 drives inside. So it can go up to 3 to 5 TB of capacity based on the drive configuration. So this is good enough for most of the entry level requirement. If you want to run an email server, if you want to run a small file servers or a payroll application, this is good enough. And this starts a price also pretty normal. I would say 60,000-70,000 rupees. You can get a entry level server of this configuration. Then we have higher configuration, which go with 2 CPUs or 2 processors or 3 or 4 processors on a single model. Now let me spend a little more time on this model. This is a box which actually give you multiple capability. Can I have the video please? So we are introducing a new technology, new product called Vertex, VRTX. new product gives you a different perspective of a data center. Now, when I talk about a data center is typically a room equipped to run enterprise class, server class machines, because most of the server class machines need specialized power, specialized cooling, and it needs to be taken out of your office environment because of the type of noise it generates. It's mostly a closed room environment. And since your business critical data is sitting there, you need to ensure that that is also secured physically as well. So you need to have a special access or permission to get into the room so that you can protect your data to avoid any data theft. Data center in a box is a old concept. Many of the vendors is providing the entire data center on a one chassis which is mounted on a rack. It will take maybe a 10U rack space, maybe 15U rack space, but you still need a separate room to run this environment. And most of your environment, you don't want to spend huge amount to build a data center. A proper data center means you need to have 1,000 square feet area with specialized cooling, 3-phase power, and precision air conditioning, which means you need to invest 15-20 lakhs just to build that infrastructure itself. But most of the small business customers, we see that they normally build a server room with maybe 100-200 square feet area, 2 or 3 racks are mounted, and they put a specialized air conditioner. That is the way normally data centers are built or the server rooms are built. Here we come with a new approach. Today, if you look at this room, this is an open air, right? The temperature may be 20-22 degrees here. There is a server running in this room. It's kept over there. If you go to any server room, the first thing what we noticed is the amount of noise it generates. The moment you open, you can see that the blowers are blowing, the sound is sometimes very irritating sound. In an open office environment, if you keep that servers, it will disturb your other office work. You will not be comfortable sitting there because of the noise level. This product, today it is running over there. There are 2 servers with storage, with network, all inbuilt is running over there. And if you go to the next to that, you will not realize that that is running. We invest a lot of R&D into designing the product to make it noise free. So it is built for office level acoustics. So for our small customers where they don't have a dedicated room, server room, they don't have a dedicated IT staff, this is a perfect product for them. The beauty of this product is it can come with a desk side form factor, we call the tower form factor, or it can be racked. In case if you have a server room, if you want to rack it, that is also possible. A single box comes with 4 powerful servers. Now I am talking about multiple servers. When your business grows from 5 crores to 20 crores or 20 crores to 200 crores, the type of IT infrastructure required is also varies because the amount of compute power, the amount of security, the amount of reliability what you need is also varies. This is a technology which we designed. You start small, like starting with a 1 server. Often when your organization grows, when you need to run more application and you need more scalability, more storage, you can grow as and when it is required. So your initial investment is very small, suitable for a small business customer. And when you move to a medium business, from 20 crores to 200 crores, the same hardware will support you to meet the compute at that time. So start with 1 server, you can go up to 4 servers. It can have terabytes and terabytes of storage. With the current type of disk capacity, this can easily scale up to 48 terabytes. As and when the disk technology improves, every alternate year you see the disk capacity getting doubled. It can also support networking. So the three components which I mentioned in the earlier in a data center required, that is server, storage and networking, all are built into a one single chassis and just size of a small desktop. The amount of power it can give, compute power, the storage capacity, the connectivity it can give is as equivalent to as this many components. If you buy all this discrete component, you end up spending 25-30 lakhs. But this one single box, because of the way it is designed, the amount of saving you can have, not just the initial purchase, but even the maintenance and the deployment part is also reduced drastically. Look at here, there are 4 servers, there could be multiple drives, 25 drives, there are multiple power supplies. Just imagine if I am building this as a separate environment. Look at the picture which I was shown earlier. All this can be built into a one single box. If I have 4 servers, typically each server have 2 power supplies. That means I have 8 power cord coming out of the machine here. I need those many sockets are required. If I have 2 network ports per servers, again 8 network ports coming out of this. Look at the other cables which is required. In this entire solution, the vertex solution, you need only 2 power ports and 2 is optional. And the number of network ports, there are 8 ports available, but if you want, you can go for 2, minimum 2. So there are 8 ports available. If you want to reduce the number of port connectivity, you can reduce to 2. It depending on how big your IT office environment. It comes with 4 power supplies, 2 are redundant. So it will run with 2 power supplies. If one of the power supply fails, other one will kick in automatically. Similarly, it has 4 blowers and 2 are redundant. This product is designed ideal for office environment with 100% reliability of an enterprise class data center. And more important is all in one box, easy to use, easy to manage. So the management part, look at, I can manage all this server, storage, network from a single management console. There is an LED which is there on the front panel. You will be able to manage most of the configuration from that simple management console. If you want to go for advanced management, you just get an IP address of the management console and you can, with an IP, you will be able to configure servers, configure storage, configure the network part of that. This also supports a geographical view. When the business grows from one location to multiple locations, you will be able to manage all those multiple locations vertex from a single management console from a single central office. That means, suppose if you are a small-time cooperative bank, and cooperative banks may be central office and they have multiple branch office, and you have IT team sitting only in the central office. He can manage all the vertex box spread across all the cities in, say, Punjab, without investing in additional headcount, additional manpower. To summarize, this is a box which is ready to, all included and ready to plug in. This comes with all factory integrated based on your configuration. So just open the curtain, switch it on, some basic configuration, and you are ready to run the business in next half an hour time. It doesn't need any complex installation or configuration. It is fast and easy to manage. It is small but quite powerful. And it comes with a very affordable price. Most important thing for as a small medium customer is it comes with the right size and today, and it can be scalable to enterprise class 4 chassis, fully loaded data center. Most of our customers who are using this product is under of this vertical. It can be a small remote office, branch office customer. It can be government schools or universities, a small business and the healthcare. It can be manufacturing and retail, education customers, etc. Let me quickly introduce Dell storage portfolio. So Dell has end-to-end storage product. Most of the product listed over here may be not relevant to you. Let me quickly take you through some of the product that is more relevant. The Dell, the Power Volt series is the entry-level storage. It can be an external storage built of the direct attach capability, or it can be connected through a shared environment, either through a NAS protocol or it can be a SAN protocol. So all those capabilities are available in the entry-level storage. The prices typically start from 2 lakhs and going forward. This covers the complete networking portfolio. Let me focus more on the campus networking part, where you will see the switches, which will start with 8 ports, maybe starting with a 20,000 price and go up to various capacity and various connectivity options. So 1 gig, 10 gig switches are available. Also ports starting with 8, 24, 48 and go up to a few hundreds of ports. With that, let me conclude this session. Are you ready to start your first Dell server deploy in your office environment? If you think you are ready, you need more reliability, you need more capability, you need more scalability because your business is growing 2 times, 3 times in a year. It's time to invest on enterprise class product for your business. It's not necessary you need to have an IT, capable, qualified IT team. It's not necessary you need to have a full-fledged server room or a data center. Without that, we can build a capable, reliable IT infrastructure for your office environment. With that, let me conclude my session. We can open the session for Q&A now. Okay, thank you.
We'll be happy to take any questions if you have.
Or else we can discuss.
Yeah, if there are no questions, please join us for cocktails and dinner. We can even interact over dinner.
Okay?
No questions? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.